and getting $20,000 a year from the government, and the only thing he can do after 7 years is, let's say, play the guitar in a band, I think somebody's got their hands in the wrong pockets. So it's just not what, bottom line, not what Abraham Lincoln envisioned for the future, and certainly not what he'd want to see today. And that's why I'd want to talk with him and see how he felt about the subject, because I, for one, well, you know how I feel about it, but he'll probably feel the same way, if not stronger. I'm sure he'll feel much stronger about it, because this is not what he wanted the American people to be going through. So the next question I was asked is, what's worse and why? Having expectations that are too high, or having no expectations at all? That's a tough one. So, generally, I'd have to say that worse is having no expectations at all, but that's not the case for me, and this question was about me, so I'm going to have to make it personal. What's worse is having expectations that are just too high. I'm going to try to give an example of this. Okay, let's say that you want to go to a restaurant. Okay, it's in the city, nice, elegant, whatever, and you look at the pictures online, you look at the menu online, good, prices, okay, it's in Manhattan, you know, it's not going to be cheap, but you get there and you find out that they've remodeled the place and they did not change their website since they've done so. And usually when people remodel something, it's much nicer than what was there, but in this case it's not nicer. It's actually distasteful and you don't like it. So you had expectations that were too high, and now you get to this restaurant, you brought a lovely date with you, and she's looking at you like, this is where you took me to? Because maybe the restaurant used to have tablecloths, let's say, and they had to cut back on their laundry bill, and now they don't have tablecloths, and they used to have more tables, but now they made it modern, and now there's like much fewer tables, and there's more space for dancing in the evening or whatever, or they made the bar big or whatever. They made this place into a lower class place. Like, if it was a place for business executives, now it's like, let's say, just a middle class place. Your expectations were high, and now they've been lowered, and I think that's worse than just having no expectations at all, because if you go into some place and don't have any expectations, what's bad about it? You had no expectations to begin with, so someone who had no expectations who goes into this bar or pub, let's say, may actually like it because they had no expectations to begin with. But if someone like, you know, me is taking a date out and wants a nice place, takes her there, then finds out that this isn't the place at all that he envisioned, and now his date's mad at him, he's mad at himself. Now what's going to happen? They're probably never going to see each other again. Okay. What is the most important invention of our time? Oh, this is going to be a long, long answer. Maybe I should say this way. Nah, I'll answer it, and then that'll be all for today. So I'd say the most important invention of our time would be what? You could probably answer it before I'm even going to say it. What? Come on, just say it out loud. I'll give you 10 seconds. That's more than enough time to think of something and say it, okay? Just think of the most important invention of our time, okay? Give you 10 seconds. Start now. Time's up. So, most important invention of our time, as you probably guessed, are cell phones. Cell phones, cell phones, cell phones. So, I have a decent number of Facebook friends, so I can't really tell personal stories on here because everybody knows somebody, right? Whether I'm friends with that person on Facebook or not, it's 99% likely that the story is going to get back to them. So I can't say, I can't say like a story on my blog because even though I may not be friends with this person on my blog on Facebook, it will get back to them somehow. Somehow, someone I'm friends with on Facebook will know this person, whether it be 6 people, whether they'd have to go through 6 people or 10 people, it will get back to them. And I don't like gossip. I wouldn't want someone gossiping about me. So I'm not going to gossip about this person. I will, but no one will know. So I'm not going to say this person on my blog. And this person that I may be talking about may not even be on my blog, so you don't know who it would be. So this person will never find out. And then I won't be accused of gossiping. So everybody's happy. So I know this person that every chance that, and I'm not even going to say the gender, he or she gets, he goes outside and he's on his phone and he's just really, really loud, like really loud. And I don't want to hear it. And I'm sure no one else does either. It doesn't make sense to me. So he goes outside of his house to talk on his cell phone to tell the world his problems. So if he doesn't want anyone in the house to hear his problems, he's now jutting them out to the whole entire world, whoever's passing by. And he talks so loud that I'm sure they could hear him in Indonesia, for all I know. And you realize this sort of thing everywhere you go. It's not just if you're walking by on a street and you hear this guy talking incessantly, every day on the cell phone, screaming, cursing, whatever it may be. You don't want to hear it. If you're on an express bus, for example, I've heard this story before. I hear it a lot. This person on the express bus would shut up. I'm not cursing on this video. I don't know who would watch it. I don't know what will watch it, but I'm not going to curse on any of my videos. So every time I want to say a swear word, I will just it out. Alright? So, you hear these stories all the time where 5-year-olds watching and the first word that comes out of his or her mouth is the F word. So I won't be cursing on these videos. So if your 5-year-old is watching with you, don't worry about it because no curses will come out of this mouth. So, where was I? Oh yeah, the cell phones, it's a good invention too. But I think people are taking it a bit too for granted, I should say. So if you're lost or something, or if you don't drive and you need a ride home, if you're little, if you're in high school and you have to call your parents because you don't have a ride home or you get lost, then they'd come and they'll pick you up. But what happened before cell phones were invented and people got lost or didn't have a ride home? Some way or another, they got home, right? So I think we've become way too dependent on cell phones, and that's not really what, well, I just don't think it's good that we're too dependent on anything. We should be self-sufficient. So, that being said, why do you think that these cell phones are just taking over the lives of people? And I didn't even get to the fact that you go anywhere now and all these kids are doing is just Candy Crush Saga. I'm going to get up to level 400. notification, Facebook notification. Let's see what's going on today. Yeah, who checked in where? Who's got the latest bit strip? Who's posting the latest recipe? Who's gossiping about who today? What do I have to Twitter? That's another thing, Twitter. I mean, Twitter, in my opinion, it's just for people that, I don't know. Instagram, what the hell is that? Is that for people who can't read? I mean, why do you need these Instagrams and these hashtags and everything? Just post the picture on Facebook and be done with it. Why do you have to introduce this whole new thing that I have no idea about, and that's why I'm insulting it? Instagram, I'm sure there's Instagram users who love it. I don't like it. Maybe one day that will change, but for now I don't use it. I don't see the point. I could just post them on Facebook. What do I have to open up a whole other application, create a whole other account for, even though I've created the account? I have no use for it. I just think it's a complete waste of time. And the same thing for Twitter. I have the Twitter account. I just don't see a benefit of it. I had the MySpace account, deleted that. I had that in about 2005, I think. There's just no point to this stuff. I don't see, it's just too much. And now Facebook, with the cell phone and now Facebook, maybe that should have been the answer to this, because I'm talking about Facebook now, not cell phones, but you can access the Facebook from your cell phone. I don't know how these professors do it. They get up there and they talk for hours and hours and hours. I'm talking for 24 minutes now. I can't even feel my, I just want to stop talking already. I gotta wrap this up. There's so much to say about the cell phones. I'll pick up with this question next time. I think I'm tired. But I'll just say this, that we've become too attached to them. The iPhone, you can do anything. If you're a handyman, they have the levels, the rulers. You can measure anything on them, believe it or not. You can measure your height. You could get coupons. You could pay with your credit card. They have all this stuff now, and each place has an app. It's just we become too dependent on the cell phones, and we're not cherishing the moments that we used to cherish. So, for example, this is promoting obesity. Kids don't go outside and just have a game of catch anymore. Everything's on the phone. They're not going to throw a game of catch because they're busy on the Netflix or something, which is, I think, a complete waste of money. But I have other ways, but I can't reveal those ways, obviously. I don't want to do anything illegal on these videos. Revealing those other ways would be illegal, so I'm not going to do it. There's just not enough playtime anymore. They don't go around and throw the ball for catch. They're busy watching TV and doing all sorts of things they shouldn't be doing. Alright, so cell phones, great invention, we're too dependent on them. That's all I'm going to say about it. Maybe I'll add a little bit of insight next time. Thanks for watching. If you think that I should do another video, like it, comment it, whatever, and I probably will. So, no negative comments, like I said before. I don't want them, I don't appreciate them. If you really, really feel strongly about something I said, and you really don't like it, just, shoot me a message, but do not send a nasty comment, because I'll just delete it. But you can shoot me a message. I might take that into consideration, I might not, but whatever. We'll see what happens when the time comes. So, with that, I'll say good night and good day. I hope to see you again soon. Right? So, that's it, alright? Good day. I'm not going to shut it off right away. I want to finish listening to this song first. Shut it off, alright? Why? I can't take the light. It's just going into my eye and right there.